Good evening and welcome to the weekend news. I am
Gegbai.
And I am Bakar Bangura.
Coming up in tonight's edition of the weekend news, voting for by-elections in constituencies 001 and 050 and peacefully in a free and fair manner in Putloko and Kailahun respectively.
Ambassadors of France to Sierra Leone and Guinea takes formal leave of President Ernest by KOROMA at State House.
Muslim Television, Ahmadiyya and the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation award certificates to 10 camera operators after training.
And Environment Protection Agency Executive Chairperson warns of dangers around disaster-prone areas in Freetown.
All these stories and more coming up in the next 45 minutes.
And now for our first story. Voting for by-elections in constituencies 001 and 0050 has ended peacefully in a free and fair manner conducted in the Putloko and Kailahun districts respectively. A statement issued by the National Electoral Commission next states that polling in all 89 polling stations in constituency 001 and 110 polling stations of constituency 0050 started on time at 7 a.m. and ended at 5 p.m. with political party agents present. The statement also indicates security presence of both the police in all constituencies and the military aids to Civil Park MacP in the Kailahun district. According to the next statement, counting is presently taking place in the respective polling stations in those two constituencies, and the results will be tallied at the next district office in Kailahun and Putloko at 11 o'clock p.m. NEC invites credible political party agents to observe the process, the statement indicates. Next says they will announce provisional results immediately after tallying at the district office in Kailahun and Putloko district council halls. The final certified results, the statement states, will be announced on Sunday 10th July 2016 at the NEC Kailahun district office, Girl Compound, Mbelew section at 10 p.m. Meanwhile, the chairperson of the National Electoral Watch, Marcela Sambasisi, also told SLBC that during election special program that polling commenced on time and political parties campaigned fully and voter turnout was good. There was also full security presence by both police and military. She said that even though political big guns visited the polling stations, but no party interference occurred. Well, while to bring you footages of the voting exercise in constituency 50 in the Putloko district.
The media one day, like can't tell una where they watch the television, waiting so far they don't put in place. Yes, pa, how you do?
I do fine.
When you kaya?
I don't there since Thursday.
Okay, so how they gone up till now?
Well, in terms of security, it's very safe. We get the situation now where we want to bring ourselves very closer to the people, so that if any incident happens, we will respond to them so swiftly. So that make we get the AIG, the regional commander for Northwest. It's a base now, so we don't make sure say the patrols are ongoing for making people aware of the fact say the police presence there, so that anybody gets any intention in fact for committing an offense. We don't know say police presence there and police ready for act very swiftly. And even before this time, the local unit commander and the division, the divisional commander and all other police authorities, they don't get one-on-one contact with the candidates, the one they win and the aspirant them for. They don't talk to them, for make them see the need for make them not take up any activity we get for do with violence. You know, they will all pursue peace.
AIG, Northwest.
So I see you self there among one of the biggest fish them among them people here. So how will they stand by?
We stand by. We're doing at the ground. We don't deploy all the necessary policemen the way for the stations are covered. We go on patrol now. The situation is very calm.
It's very, very calm.
Everybody do go about a business and businesses.
Nothing. They say millions they pass by the cost I've been out police officer. Look at how I go there with police officer. Because one thing about me, I believe in fairness. Somebody want to go vote for me, I shot to like casualty go vote. Would I want to win? Me to me, election is not a life and death. So I don't feel honestly any protection from the police, and neither for even handle the issue where they go on with the talks them, where they come attack me. So I don't know.
It's a pleasure. I'll tell you one of my mandates there. For bring sanity camp, the Minister of Political and Public Affairs. For bring sanity camp where there is any confusion, for make sure we get an amicable resolution. And the police force therefore reinforce the law and for make sure peace stay within environment and for protect your life. And
you know what's in the hooligans? They want to catch you. You know what's in the mandate they say?
Let me come, sir.
We are going to seclude him.
No, let me
the
come.
Police are going with the view.
Let me come, sir. Let me come, sir. It's also a fundamental right. It's also hold on, sir. Mr. Mansari. I'm a very senior staff standing talking to you, and we're in charge of politics in this country. Now you concern, which is a concern.
My concern, like I told you, I will explain to you. The talks here threatening my life. The police are not doing anything.
Okay, let me address it now. That's what I'm here now. Hold on. Let me address that now. Let me address that now for you. Hold on, AIG. That's why the police are here now, for make sure you get sanity.
I told you the police were there, they're not doing anything.
Okay, that has gone. In don't go now. As much as me don't do now sanity I want.
So now going forward now, the police going to protect me.
Yes, going forward now. The police will protect you, and the protection will come. Hold on, sir. You're not giving order. Hold on, not order.
You cannot have it arrogantly.
Hold on, AIG.
No, but we can give you, but you cannot have it arrogantly.
AIG.
It's not arrogant.
We have respect for
right for you to protect me. I'm a leader chairman of the political party, so I have a right to protect me.
AIG, can I come in?
I have the same status of the president.
Omans.
If you don't know that,
can I come in? No, can I come in?
Okay, you have the same
Omans, can I come in? Yes. No, now what I will let you do now? When all done votes now, the supporters there, they all don't go cast them votes. When I go back, please. When I go back now. When I go back now, please. When I go back now, please. When I all done vote, at the top of the government. When I go back, please. When I go back, please. When I go back, please. Let all man go back, please.
Are they in a Shakastini Street area, now the market, and I don't come meet up the SLPP candidate. How you prefer? What's your name? Alusan Bundu. So this process, you don't vote?
I don't vote for.
You don't vote for? Okay.
Then who I talk to right now?
They talk to SLBC. What's coming as?
Okay, good.
Alright, so in as much as you get your right to what you want to do or what you want to show to people, the people where they watch you now go want to know. If, let me say you win this election, what is that you plan for the country or for the constituency?
Equal opportunity, respect for all, and development.
Equal opportunity, respect for all, and development. Yeah. Let me say you lost. If you lost,
I'll continue for the same thing.
You will continue for the same thing.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we see some scars there around the town. Come on, everybody cry foul, say people they stone them, they curse them, they do this, they not that, they do this, they do that. You men they not there among that at all.
Well, me no feel it with it. And I'm one great set the work. I'm not getting security.
Wow.
I just do the back man. Yeah, I fix up for you. For now, okay.
So how your relationship with the other candidates and the supporters?
Very cordial. They all two.
They all two.
They're very cordial.
Very cordial.
Because I think when they've given you responsibilities. If you not attack personality, and if you don't get time for person, if you don't focus, if you focus on you, and not you say you a person will get problem. As for me, I focus on me winning. I'm winning and I'm a problem. You can't block myself. I plead this way for go. I know cancel. I cancel. Yeah. I defend this way for enter. That which means I know you focus to this man. I defend me road for say that you and for go in yonder. Yeah. If this man block me, I defend way for pass. So that time I focus. Not to palaba. Not to palaba. Palaba. Election not to palaba. A competition. Whosoever win, you win. You encourage another for them to do what you want, what you feel you get for Kambi, and what you get for do. And that's a new belief as a candidate.
That's not the SLP candidate, and the same we don't say, you know the facts, you know even mix perfect. They say, if we know in Losso, they continue for serve the country and for their impact, you know so that? Yeah. And for serving people the way where the people want.
That was the voting process in constituency 050. We will bring you more footages on a similar event in constituency 001 in Kainlao district. The ambassador of the Republic of France accredited to the republics of Sierra Leone and Guinea, Bakar, has taken formal leave of President Ernest Bai KOROMA at State House. Razia Bashkmarafad in this report.
Presenting the ambassador, the Minister of State 1, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mohamed Jibril Sissé, said he is honored to present His Excellency, the French ambassador who wants to take leave of the president as he has been posted to another country. He maintained that the ambassador, Bertrand Kotchery, has been a very good friend of Sierra Leone whilst he served as ambassador to the country. The Minister of State 1 added that France has done great things for Sierra Leone and is amongst the first countries to establish diplomatic relations with the country after independence. Mr. Sissé noted that France has been in Sierra Leone promoting business and providing security in the sub-region while strengthening bilateral relationships with the government and country. Taking formal leave of President KOROMA, Ambassador Bertrand Kotchery expressed disappointment that this is one of his last week in the sub-region and that he is leaving Guinea and Sierra Leone for Congo-Brazzaville, which could be his next difficult posting. The ambassador expressed profound gratitude to His Excellency the President and to all the people that have been working with him in Sierra Leone for the confidence they gave him and the good relationship that they have built together and enhanced. He also particularly thanked President KOROMA for the support he gave to the development of the economic business of France in Sierra Leone. The ambassador noted with satisfaction that during the outbreak of the Ebola, most of the French companies stayed in the country and pledged that they must come back to Sierra Leone as soon as possible, which they adhered to. This, he pointed out, was a good signal for the country, and today they have quite a number of French companies in Sierra Leone, which will give a new color of French people living in Sierra Leone with special capacity, knowledge, and a new way of doing things in the field of communication.
We have to work and work and work more closely together. From this point of view, when I will come back to Paris, I will pass a certain number of messages as a reminder of my presence and experience here in Sierra Leone, to say that we must go on supporting all the efforts of Sierra Leone to work with the neighboring countries. I know the quality of the links you have with Mr. President Alpha Condé, and if we can go on supporting the Sierra Leone's armed forces, for instance, teaching of French, with cooperation, for instance, on the naval side, I think it would be very useful for the future. So, this being said, Mr. President, I don't want...
Bidding farewell to Ambassador Bertrand Kotchery, President KOROMA said it is not the best of moment to say goodbye to an envoy, especially one that has served the country very well during his tour of duty as ambassador to the country. The president maintained that during his tenure, the two countries have enhanced their relationship, especially in the areas they are now paying emphasis, including the private sector engagement. He noted with optimism that they have increased the number of companies that are of French origin that are participating and are very productive to the country's economy. Citing the ambassador's remarks on the eve of his departure, President KOROMA said he mentioned that just on the eve of his departure, the country will be having in Orange mobile telephone company, as big companies from France will be coming into the country to invest. The president told Ambassador Kochri that as a government, they are looking forward to the commencement of the activities in the country, which shows a lot of collaborative efforts, manifesting the fact that the two countries have strengthened and enhanced their relationship. He added that the envoy was also in the country during the time the government and the nation were battling Ebola, which was quite a significant period in the history of the country, which Sierra Leoneans will never forget in a hurry. President KOROMA pointed out that they will always remember those that helped them during the crisis of fighting Ebola, saying France was one of those countries. The president noted with appreciation that he is of the view that France did not only help Sierra Leone as a country, but the French government came in and approached the region. Thus, through their intervention and regional approach, the three countries were able to collaborate to take the fight at a regional level.
But, Ms. Ambassador, you said you are going to take messages when you go back. And I am happy that in doing that, you will be serving as Sierra Leone's ambassador to Paris and take the message of our great hope that we have not only enhanced, but we are looking forward to the days when we will go back to where the relationship was before the outbreak of the war. Before then, the French were very much involved in the private sector here. The French were more or less controlling our tourism in those days, and flights coming on a fortnightly basis in and out of the country. And most of the touristic villages we established along the peninsula were of French ownership. The St. Michael's, the Toke, and you name them, and even the single bungalows that we are establishing. And in fact, it got to the point when, on the eve of the outbreak, we had here the president of Club Mediterranean. He was here. We had a big meeting at the Mamioko. Mamioko was then run by the French. You know, so there was a huge French presence.
The Muslim Television Ahmadiyya and the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation have awarded certificates to 10 camera operators of the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation and Star Television Network after completing a 4-day training program. The training capacitated the camera operators to match up with the digitalization process. Daphne Kemama qualified in this report.
After a 4-day training of 10 camera operators, certificates were awarded to these participants for participating in training. After 4-day training of 10 camera operators, certificates were awarded.
We apologize for that little hitch there. We, however, continue with the weekend news. Some 100 women have been empowered with tables covered with umbrellas, 3 crates of assorted drinks, and cash to kickstart small-scale businesses in Freetown. The Sierra Leone Bottling Company and UN Women provided the empowerment for the first batch of women, aimed for them to be self-reliant. Here is the report.
According to the sales manager, George Musa, the project will cost over $150,000, beginning with the first phase. It says the company will use $50,000 for the first phase. The sales manager adds that the project intends to empower 5 million women all over the African continent by 2020, including 400 Sierra Leone women. He adds that they have given these women items in cash to start up their businesses in their own way, as they are most vulnerable in society.
Country, where we are going to bring in the up-country women who we believe are much vulnerable than even the ones in Freetown. The second phase is going to be up-country. Then we have the third phase and the fourth phase before December, which are giving the 400 women the opportunity to start their business across the country.
The sales manager says the move by the Sierra Leone Bottling Company and the UN Women came together to support the women in doing business. It's for them to develop and be assisting their husband in the upkeep of their various homes. The beneficial women were very much appreciative for the gesture by the Sierra Leone Bottling Company and the UN Women for providing them with support free of cost with no string attached like other institutions do.
Well, I go handle them well. I go make sure say even when it's me say not for even dirty, the cool man not for even dirty. I go make sure say I go always take care of the cool man, take care of the umbrella with them give me, and even see map as a woman for like call storage the UN Women and name them stand.
Well, I'm not been the business before, but through this training where they give me so, and they assure you say I don't get experience how to do this business.
Okay. The women's organization 50-50 Group of Sierra Leone has started a 2-day biennial general meeting of its members at the British Council in Freetown. The meeting reviewed the group's constitution and elect new national executive, regional and district coordinators to run the affairs of the group for the next 2 years. The meeting also discussed efforts made to address the safety and empowerment of women and girls in the country. Nasiruddin KOROMA filed in this report.
Considering the level of violence offenses against women and girls in the country, the opening session focused on the efforts made to address the safety, the protection and empowerment in Sierra Leone generally. The Minister of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, Dr. SYLVIA BLYDEN, informs the gathering that Sierra Leone has gender laws and policies strong enough to address issues relating to the protection and empowerment of women and girls in the face of patriarchal gender inequalities and oppression. She reminds the audience that President Koma has stated that violence against one woman is violence against the state, maintaining that Pillar 8 of the Agenda for Prosperity is on women. The Social Welfare Minister, however, notes the serious challenges in combating violence against women and girls in the society.
Wonderful initiative that I have just counted, which are we still have a considerably huge challenge, as evidenced by the high prevalence rate. This has been largely attributed to the following: limited enforcement of the provisions of all the wonderful laws that I just recounted, limited understanding of the actual legislative measures within these laws, very weak capacity of the law enforcement agencies, including a rather limited presence of family support unit police personnel, and a limited ability of the courts to provide support for SGBV victims. There is also the aspect of limited support for the development of safe homes, medical, legal, and other psychosocial support, as a result of which some victims prefer to stay silent rather than go into a world unknown where they don't have the support that they require.
Talking on the topic, efforts made to address safety of women in Sierra Leone, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of crime services, Mori Lengo, informs women of new security measures and strategies to fast-track the dispensation of justice in order to combat crimes against women and girls, especially sexual and gender-based violence.
For sexual and gender-based violence offenses, including all offenses against children, we have a specially trained unit, the renowned Family Support Unit, or FSU, that works collaboratively with the Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, and the Rainbow Centers to investigate these offenses. This unit is spread across the country and is located in 68 police posts, stations, and divisions for easy accessibility. The personnel are professionally trained and with the support of our development partners, they are well positioned to conduct speedy investigation of SGBV cases.
The 50-50 Group is a civil society organization that envisions equal representation and participation of women and men in public life in Sierra Leone, political, cultural, socio-economic and traditional processes at all levels. The two-day session held at the British Council has a primary objective to review the organization's constitution and the election of a new national executive, regional and district coordinators to lead the group for another 2-year term.
The Special Advisor and Ambassador at Large has registered government's commitment to ensure it addresses disaster risks, especially during the rains. He was speaking at the handing over of bundles of zinc and bags of rice offered by the government to 5 towns that are affected by a heavy downpour in May this year in KAMBIA district. During Kaloko was there, Engineer reports.
The team was headed by the Special Advisor to the President and Ambassador at Large Alpha Khan, the President of the APC Youth League by Mahmoud Bangura and his executive, the Minister of Tourism, Sidiya Tunis, and the Member of Parliament for Constituency 42 made the offer to the affected residents by the rain. This gesture follows a series of engagements to ensure the people affected by the rains in KAMBIA get a boost from the government as a show of concern and commitment in addressing their plight at those trying times in their lives. The heavy storms destroyed their houses and properties, leaving of them challenged with shelters to dwell in. The president of the APC Youth League by Mahmoud Bangura says that they share the pain with the affected people as the downpour destroyed their properties. He adds that when they heard about the disaster, they swiftly set up a committee and immediately discussed with President KOROMA, who wasted no time to provide zinc and bags of rice to the victims. The president of the APC Youth League informs them that the government is committed to address disaster issues, adding that as a community, they should be mindful of making their surroundings environment friendly. He reminds them that last year, hundreds of people were left homeless due to flooding, adding that the government in its utmost best is working hard to prevent such occurrence. Whilst the special advisor and ambassador at large, Alpha Khan, conveyed President KOROMA's sympathy to the affected people by the events, he says that KAMBIA is dear to the heart of the government, as they are dedicated supporters who have contributed towards the successes of the party. The ambassador at large stresses that this is why they have in return embarked on a series of developmental programs as a sign of gratitude to them. He appeals to the youth in the KAMBIA district to be vigilant and engage in activities that will progress them, as the president has many plans for young people, which they too should grab and help transform their lives. He wants them to refrain from idleness and violent activities as future leaders that will move the country to another level. Paramount Chief of the KAMBIA district, Shebora the Lion II, commended President KOROMA and the delegation for their swift intervention to aid the affected residents. He says his people were very grateful of the development project taken to their district. The Paramount Chief commended the ambassador of Sierra Leone to China, Petito Kuruma, and other indigents of the KAMBIA district who quickly came to the aid of the people.
The executive chairperson of the Environment Protection Agency, JALLOW, has warned residents of Freetown on the dangers to occur around disaster-prone areas. She said experts have predicted adverse climate change during this year's raining season. She gave the warning to SLBC NewsHour.
To explain to the general public is that no government has control over climate change. No government in the world, even in the most developed societies where they have greater resources, capacity, logistics than we have in Sierra Leone. What governments do, we adapt and we mitigate against climate change. Yes, the change has to come from us, the people. We have, as a government, identified 30 disaster-prone areas. We have embarked on robust sensitization in all of these communities and asked people to voluntarily relocate. Even in the developed world, countries like America, when there is an impending disaster, what the government does is to advise people to leave their homes. And we have done that time and time again. Now, the question people will ask is, but where do you want us to go? We are saying that this must be a temporary measure. There are very few people in this country that don't have relations in the provinces or in other parts of Freetown. For your own safety, not for your property, because property is important, but it's not as important as anybody's life. So we are appealing to people for their own safety to please leave these slum areas. It is just a matter of time. We have been saying this for the past 4 to 5 years. The political will to try and address this issue of climate change has been unwavering and is still unequivocal. Well, ONS actually is the institution that is responsible for disaster. We will continue as an agency to complement their efforts.
The Ahmadiyya Muslim Television and the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation have awarded certificates to 10 camera operators of the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation and Star Television Network after completing a 4-day training program. The training capacitated the camera operators to match up with the digitalization process. Daphne Kima Macaulay takes up the story.
After a 4-day training of 10 camera operators, certificates were awarded to these participants for participating in training.
Johnny, William, Michael, Jackie.
The training is to capacitate the camera operators to match up to the digitalization process in broadcasting. During the 4-day training, Participants embarked on a 5-minute documentary to show how best they can apply what they have learned.
I've been here for 4 years now. I started in February 2012. My role here as a producer, a television producer, is to find issues of the day.
The acting Deputy Director General of the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, Samuel Vakase, says this is the beginning of the digitalization process of the SLBC and encourages trainees not to forget what they have learned.
To those you have been training over the past few days, we hope you will not forget what you have been told, because sometimes we know not long after the training is over, we either slouch or just go back to what we're used to. Remember that you have to keep these people impressed and encouraged.
Chief Kumabai Kagbo is the coordinator of the Muslim Television Ahmadiyya in Sierra Leone. He thanked the SLBC management for providing them the opportunity and explains that most of the work of the Muslim Television Ahmadiyya is being done by them.
Continued good working relationship with SLBC, and in future we will look at not only coming to train, but looking at how we can partner with SLBC to produce programs that will be beneficial to the people of Sierra Leone.
Trainer Mumin Bati says it is a privilege to train these camera operators as he has seen the passion in them to learn.
This past week, these past few days have been very rewarding for me as a trainer, and I hope so also for the students as well.
A participant, Johnny King, on behalf of the camera operators, thanked the SLBC management and the Muslim Television Ahmadiyya in Sierra Leone for the opportunity and expressed the hope that more trainings will be organized for them and other SLBC staff.
On behalf of Star TV and SLBC staff present at this program or the training session, we appreciate your training and we pray it will not only stop here today. You will come back again next time to improve.
Well, the Commissioner of the National Youth Commission, Attorney KOROMA, has described networking and mentoring support clubs as a step forward in building values for girls' education to better their gender roles and responsibilities. He made this statement during the establishment of the networking and mentoring support clubs for senior secondary schools at the YWC Hall in Freetown. Dorin Kaloko reports on the story.
The formation of the networking and mentoring support clubs is to provide a social interaction platform for young girls to deal with social issues under the supervision of a resource person. The National Youth Commission, in its drive to ensure young women and girls realize their potential, the mentoring and networking program will create a platform for young people to share ideas and experience and be able to better understand the values of education and be empowered to be able to make decisions of their own. The National Youth Commissioner, Anthony KOROMA, spoke of his ministry's determination and commitment to create an opportunity for young girls to realize their dreams in life. He says that the training is to help them find their role in life. Mr. KOROMA spoke about the Commission mandate, which is to help promote young people's skills, talent and creativity to help shape them for national development. The Commissioner urges that young girls should be focused and dedicated towards their studies, especially when the government has created a lot of opportunities with the required structures and institutions to address their plight. The Deputy Commissioner of the National Youth Commission, Aminata Silla, says that the networking and mentoring program for senior secondary school is designed to promote young girls that are in conflict with the law. It is meant for those in the formal sector and school pupils, aiming at creating an opportunity for them to have shared knowledge and have best experiences for a common goal. She encourages the students to make good use of the program and exchange ideas with their colleagues. A representative from STEM, Lilian Musa, spoke about the pressures that led to girls astray, which are how to look perfect, to impress everyone, caregivers, and social lives. She told the girls to take things one at a time and to be themselves in life. Lawyer Davis Christina Cole from Lawyers encourages the girls to dedicate their time towards their educational career in order to help them acquire education that will enable them complete their career for their safety.
Well, to end the weekend news here once again at the main points.
Voting for by-elections in constituencies 050 and 001 has ended peacefully in a free and fair manner in Putloko and Kanam districts.
The ambassador of France to Sierra Leone and Guinea, Brett Chancery, has taken formal leave of President Ernest by KOROMA at State House.
The Ahmadiyya Muslim Television and the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation have awarded certificates to 10 camera operators after completing a 4-day training.
And the Environment Protection Agency Executive Chairperson HADIJATOU JALLOW has warned residents of dangers around disaster-prone areas in Freetown.
That's all in this edition of the Weekend News broadcast live on the SRBC in Freetown. On behalf of the production team and news editor Ibrahim Mansari, I am Gegbai.
And I am Bakar Bangura. For more information about our programs, do send us an email to contact us at slbc.sl. Thanks for watching the Weekend News. Good night and happy viewing.